Hi guys, welcome to my recap and reaction to Sister Wives Season 17, Episode 2, called Is There a Favorite Wife? I mean, is that really a question at this point? I think not. The episode starts with Janelle, her first appearance of the season. She's out of quarantine after having the virus, and despite Kody having said that if Janelle got it, he would be there taking care of her. He said that last season. Did he do it? No, he did not. We learned that he was just hoping from afar that it wouldn't be bad for her. A little later in the episode, Janelle comments on the state of her marriage with Kody, so stay tuned for that. Meanwhile, Kody is at Robyn's house, of course, and says when he needs time to himself away from the kids, he hides in the closet or the garage. He's in the closet talking about the drama with Christine, shirts hung behind him and everything. This is literally TV gold, the worst backdrop in all of television. It's clear. He says that since the Christine conversation, he's been going through the drama in his head, like, where did things go wrong? What could have been? He's still wondering, is this even real? And cue in Robyn's confessional, which is a classic this episode for sure. This one didn't even make sense to me. She says, different people think that Kody's not being fair with his time, and he really actually is. They're just not tracking it because they're struggling. Oh my god. Okay. So let's start tracking it. On an Excel sheet, I bet it would even look worse on paper. Like, how can she even say that? Like, everyone knows that he's at Robyn's, like, probably 80% of the time. Anyways, Janelle says in her confessional that, on her days, he usually just shows up at 6 p.m. And she understands that when he's with Robyn, it helps with the little kids. And she seems to give him some leeway because of that, which is very understanding. And I love TLC for this because from her statement, it switches to Robyn and a total contradiction of this. She says, Kody and I have a lot going on during the day. That's why I have a nanny. So I don't need to ask Kody to watch the kids. So, he's not taking care of the kids. Like, that's not happening. So, ding, ding, ding. It seems like Janelle's whole, he's taking care of the little kids, so it's okay, is not holding up here. And honestly, I don't know. I guess TLC is cutting these confessionals to kind of give it to Robyn, it seems to me, this season. Anyways, Robyn says that Kody's an angry man now, and she starts to cry and says, I miss my husband. Wow, this confessional. Mary and Christine don't even get affection or hand-holding for like 10 years, and he's always at Robyn's house, and she misses him? What in tarnation? I can't even defend Robyn here, and I do typically try to give her the benefit of the doubt. I don't think, she's as bad as some people make her out to be, but the way TLC cut these scenes, it's like they're calling her out too. So I'm gonna do the same. And oh god, here's another Christine and Kody sit down. Kody's worried that he's making a mistake and that it will damage their children. He thought that there would be a breaking point, yes, but then therapy. Christine says she wishes she would have left in Vegas and never come to Flagstaff. That Vegas house was really nice, I have to say. Christine says that in the past, when things were hard, she always told herself, plural marriage can be hard, and she just thought it was okay to be sad, but, now she's not doing that anymore. Mary says if the parties aren't willing to do it, there's not a whole lot that can be done. This is like one of Mary's only cameos in this whole episode, and I kind of find this statement ironic because I don't feel like Kody's like that willing to do it or whatever she's referencing with her, so it's kind of weird. But Kody says, I feel like there's a major injustice that's being done to me, and it galls me. The gall, the gall. I mean, it's not often we hear that expression, let's not lie. And what is this smile in particular? Is it flirtatious or mischievous or angry? What is this smile? I thought it was an interesting expression during the sit down. And at the end of the conversation, Christine asks finally, "Are you okay with me moving to Utah?" And Kody says, like, "Not really." "Where do you think you're going to move to?" So Christine says she plans to move to the Salt Lake area. And Kody's like, "Well, that's 8 hours away. What about St. George?" And Christine says, "Ew, I would never move to St. George." So sorry to anyone from St. George. Ew is not a good review of that area. So my apologies for that one. That did nothing for the St. George Tourism Bureau, did it? Next, we found out that Isabel has been accepted into a community college in North Carolina and is planning to live with Madison over there. We know she did. I mean, so this was filmed a long time ago, guys. This was like last summer in August or something. Anyways, Christine says that she needs a break from me and needs to go live her own life. And they get on a Zoom with Maddie, and we learn that Maddie was actually one of the first people that Christine told about leaving Kody because she wanted to make sure that she could still be involved with Maddie and her kids' lives. Janelle's kids are totally Team Christine, by the way, and they've become firmly against Kody at this point. More on this later. Garrison, we learn, called Kody and called him a hypocrite for not coming around. Kody says Garrison has a narcissistic attitude and called Janelle and ordered Gabriel and Garrison to move out. The gall. Like, what? Janelle's like, "You're not even on the lease. I'm on the lease." So that just shows you how much power Kody has over Janelle. Janelle's like, hold your horses. Like, you're not making these types of decisions. And basically, we learn kind of that Janelle's kids have formed this anti-Kody clique at this point. Mary says Mariah's not part of that clique, if anyone's wondering. But Janelle's kids are amazing. I have to say, I would probably be in that clique any day. They're calling out legitimate issues. I mean, their dad is calling them a narcissist. The irony is clear. Like, I don't even know what to say about that. That's crazy. Janelle insists that what she has with Kody now is adequate and works for her. But it's a different type of relationship, let's say. Basically, Janelle doesn't expect much, it seems, and I think she's just gonna ride this one out, guys, for the family or something. But let's see what happens. Honestly, these days, I see Janelle with Christine way more than I ever see Janelle and Kody together, so it's kind of interesting. But let me know what you guys think of this episode and the craziness in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Bye, guys!